Hello? No? Not yet? Okay, still waiting. Okay, Twitch is live. Twitch is good. Got a Twitch. You twitching? Speaking of tweaking. There we go. That's looking much better now. Okay, so. Hello! Chaos! You made it! Wonderful! So, we've got some music on. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, so. I got some Swedish death metal, which is hopefully coming through. I'm pretty sure to let me know if it's muted. But I think that's pretty on point for what we're working on today, which is Morkborg. Very spooky. Grr. Grr. Scary Morkborg. Grr. In other news, Lily, hello! Welcome. We're doing another art stream. I hope you're ready. In other news, we now have Firebots set up. So, we have some commands. I've only got two commands right now, just Lurk and Discord. You can also play slots with it. No one has any credits yet, so I don't know how to make it so that people... I guess I can make it so that whenever anyone sends a message... Anyway, Firebot's running. Could be running. Firebot's not running. I'll get Firebot running. Firebot. And once this is up and going, we'll be able to... things. I got to put out the... live now message thing. Ah, no. Oh well. TTRPG app development. And let's save that. Save. Okay, cool. And we'll paste that there. And we need a link. Stream. Like that. And done. Boom. We have a ping. So people know that we're live from the Discord. But yeah, how's everyone doing today? Are we excited? Are we suitably spooky? I wear the spooky skin just for today, just for this occasion. Turn on Firebot. So Firebot is now rolling. So, with Firebot, you can... Sorry. Blur. Blur. Oh, hang on. Are we in an ad? I think we're in an ad. Sorry. A little bit sad. Oh no. Please sad? What's wrong? Is it about your computer? Oh, okay. Ad starts in 1 minute. What do you... Lily? Tell Fox. Tell Fox all your secrets. I promise I won't use them against you. For at least 24 hours. That's a joke, by the way. Some people don't take that. I appreciate my humor. But yes, we have exclamation mark Discord and oh, KF says, I got so annoyed because my father saw my username and he told me to change it into something normal. Blah. Normies, am I right? And you can also go exclamation mark lurk. I've only got one message now, but I'll add more in the near future. Chaos says like, what the fuck is... There's nothing wrong with it. You have a lovely username, Chaos. Never change. Um, shoot, what was it doing? Oh, right. Yeah, we have commands. A few. Not a lot, but a couple. That username's perfect. Don't change. Yeah, exactly. It's a lovely username. Your dad's just a boomer. Don't let him get to you. Chaos says, I sent him an email and he thought a hacker sent the email. Chaos, the hacker man. Love it. So, we're actually going to be doing a map, nearly start to finish. Because I've barely started it. I've got a plan. So, oh well, also, Lily, what's wrong? You said you were, uh, a little bit sad earlier? Is everything okay? This is one of my favorite, Swedish death metal bands. I don't know if you can hear it at all, but, or if it's like competing with me. But, it's a good time. This is Catatonia, Great Cold Distance. Okay. I hope things go better for you, Lily. Let's see, maps, lighthouse, and oh, have I not done any work on this yet? Shipwreck, hills, black. I guess not. Chaos says, and then he listed some normal names, just like Europa, or just using my doggo's name as a username. You want to be a doggo on the internet? I mean, you know, furries, but still, he doesn't know that. Here we go, lighthouse.critter. I'm gonna. Oh yes. Also, I did some more working on the branding ideas, and I came up with this. Can't really see it very well, but there's a little Discord sign behind this. Then one for links, and then the FAQ. But yeah, I'm quite liking this idea. I don't know if it's and it's something any of you are into, but I think it's pretty rad. Probably not even gonna have a rules section because, you know, chaos. And I also did this, which is kind of cool too. But we don't need that. And we don't need this, because today we are working on this. So, I want to have kind of like a lighthouse scene map. Now, I've got a whole bunch of like references of what the inside of lighthouses can look like. But I kind of want to have a dungeon that is vertical. Oh, Blade says, I come back soon. I'm baking. I need to get the cookies out. Okay, good luck. I hope you share. I do like some cookies. Oh, why is it announcing as me? Did I do that? Oh no, Firebots, become self-aware. Events? Oh, here we go. Time-based, Discord ad. Okay, we want to turn that off. How do I disable? Here we go, disable. Okay. I would share. Wonderful. It's the thought that counts. Firebot is taken over. Well, I made a special bot account, which apparently you're allowed to do, so long as you're not using the bot to inflate your numbers or circumvent bans, which is actually okay with you having old accounts and using them as bots for, Also, I want to make a command, this like exclamation mark marker, so that people who don't have the editor role can still make markers. Chaos is the rule keeper. How ironic. But yeah, so I want to have the top part be black, like so. Let's see, fill, fade to black, blinding white, boom, flashbang. So he says, okay, 2 minutes, then they're ready. Awesome. We'll send this to back. So, what I'm these. So, this is where the players come in from. Bottom, thinking they're having like a couple of trees or something, and then a big cliff along here with water down the bottom. And then the players can go up the stairs here. Actually, I've got a little dude. So the players can go up the stairs here, and then they transfer. Rag! Welcome! Ragabat! What are you doing? I'm working on a TTRPG map. It's for a campaign I'm running with Ragabats actually in it. In fact, they're the hang on, you know what? Open it up just to remind everyone. Man, it's taking ages to load. Why are you taking so long to load? There we go. This is Ragabat's character. They were gonna make a custom one, but they never got around to it, I think. And this is their creature. Wonderful eel creature. So slimy. But they did say that they might want to switch to the Fanged Berserker. So, and I actually have a plan for that, Ragabat, if you're still interested. Because there is a Fanged Berserker who works in town, who you could play as if you want. But yeah, so the idea is that the players can go up the stairs here, and then they'll transfer over to this map here. And they'll kind of like, hang on, and then they'll come out here. And then they'll have to cross over here, do whatever encounter's happening here, to go up the next level. So it's kind of like a vertical dungeon. I am worried that the first thing they're going to do as soon as they enter is be like, hey, you know what, let's just set this thing on fire and go home. Because I know that's the first thing Violet is going to try and do. So I gotta come up with some way to incentivize them not to do that. Because if you knew my party, you'd understand. Bunch of fucking psychopaths. So I've got a bunch of where'd they go? Here it is. Got a whole bunch of lighthouse references. This is pretty cool. I do like this idea of having the first staircase be like a vertical, explode the floor of the next level, so the enemies fall to their death. Yeah, that's what I reckon they're gonna do. Like, they're immediately gonna go in, realize that the floors are made of wood, and he's like, okay, let's just set it on fire and just let them all burn to death. And just not do the dungeon. Because, let's be real, it's what I'd do, if we're being honest. And their orders were to light the lighthouse. And if it's on fire, it's technically lit. But, so I'm thinking maybe I'll make the floors of, like, I don't know. Maybe just make sure there's nothing flammable around. So yeah, it's gonna be like a tower thing. They gotta fight to the top, and then there's gonna be a big boss battle in the second to last layer. Exactly. Very concerned. You should join us sometime, Chaos. I'd be delighted to roll you up a character. But yeah. So. Here's some more lighthouse references. This one's the most important, I think. So this is kind of what I'm going to be doing for the... Oh, I quite like this. How it's got like a building on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to do something like this. But I did think of a character that might look interesting in that style. Oh, okay. Well, I'll run you through I'll give you the role on the Discord, and you can take a look at the classes and see if any of them. Gray, excellent, you made it. Hello, Gray. Let's see, Chaos. You were posting in the general chat. There it is. So yeah, I'll give you the role over on the Discord. There we go, Spectre. If you go to the classism channel under Morkborg, there's all the current classes we have. If any of those look like something you'd like to play, let me know. But yes, great. We're working on the spooky drawing today. We have... Yeah, today is Wednesday. We're working on spooky drawing today. The idea is it's going to be a Mew! You made it! Welcome! Well, this is also for you, buddy. You wanted to know how well, I'm pretty sure you wanted to know how I do my spooky drawings. Today is all about spooky drawings. But yeah, so got all these different layers, and the players kind of go up as they do. Alright, so I'm gonna add a sketch layer, and I'm just gonna start kinda just vibing in. So I like to use this brush, kind of just a basic ink brush. It's thin and thick depending on how much pressure you're putting on. Mew, mew, mew. So, kind of want to have like a cliff, a ragged cliff along here, and of course lots of grass kind of like hanging over it. And there's a big long drop down to here, and then just to show that the scale's different, I'm gonna have some tiny looking rocks down here, and big things of wavy water along here. And then as the rocks embedded get closer to the top, they get larger and larger, and then we've got the big old boulders here. So yeah, just to show off that it's like a long drop down to the water. And then the lighthouse is precariously perched up on this cliffside. Let's set this to path. And then wanna yawn. Whatever. I'm gonna kind of arc this around a bit so that we can use this space here as well. Gray says, I know it's random, but how much bitrate are you using for your streams? Okay, let's see. If I open up stream information... No, that's not it. If I go... Docker... Stats... And then bring this over here. Not great, apparently. Oops. Come back. Oh. Let's see. Data output... Bitrate, here we go. So that's my current bitrate output. And if I go to the actual settings and see what I've got it set to, file, setting. Here we go, output. And then I've got it set to 2500. So the actual output is this number here, 2700, 2600. It's kind of like, it's just above 2500, and then I've got my video bitrate set to 2500. You're welcome. Anytime. So, big old cliff. We also have another player, Anexi, who said that they want to join in, and they're going to be playing as a really cool... Do I have them here somewhere? Anexi. Doggo. blacksmith. I appear to have lost an Exy. Oh well. I can neither confirm nor deny these allegations that Gray may be streaming soon. So, and then we'll have lots of grass kind of coming off here, and then again we want like some surf, like spray, over here, and lots coming over here. This is water. I don't want to make it fairly obvious that this is very rough water too. Just to disincentivize the players to, I don't know, maybe they have the sudden urge to jump. We have a few characters like that on our party. And then, yeah. So, again, I've got to come up with a reason for them not to immediately burn the place down. And then, yeah, so we're gonna have, I think, an entrance here. That leads into this sort of basementy area. And this one here is not gonna have any stairs to it. I go so. Not gonna have any stairs on the inside, but it is gonna have a staircase on the outside that leads to layer 2. So, like, something like this? And then, so this is as much like a fortress castle tower as it is a lighthouse. And then there's a door here that leads into here, to here. And if we get rid of this now, and then, yeah, so the players have to cross here, deal with whatever we end up drawing in here, go down to here, and then around up to here, and then this exits here. And then same again, around. They come out here, and then across, and then up. And then this is the top level here with the lantern above it. So yeah, they come out here, and then this one doesn't need another staircase because that's where it finishes. Crimson! Oh wow, thanks for the subs, Crimson, and also welcome. Also Crimson, I have badges now. You got the sub badge. How's it look? Oh wait, no, do you have the founder thing? Hang on. Ah, Crimson hasn't typed anything. Anyway, thank you so much for the sub. Ah, okay, so Crimson Dan still has the founder badge. If you wanna switch over to the Fox badge. Oh, also Crimson, I'd be interested in this. I hope you'd be interested in this. I've been working on branding, and so let me today. So I made this. This is kind of like a stream thing. It's kind of like a initial. Wow. Oh, thanks for the gift. Let's go. Oh, cool. Mew/Ragabat. You are now sub 2. Congratulations. Ah, you having a good day, buddy? Is it all that Counter-Strike money that you've been making? Gift the leader. Oh, you have 2 badges now. Look at you. Collecting badges like there's no going back. Oh, okay. Crimson says, yep, got a new PC a couple of days ago, and yeah, I cashed out. Awesome. Congratulations. You jealous, Gray? So, okay, so I made this graphic, and I've been working on, haven't decided on yet, but I've been experimenting with branding ideas. So this, and then there's also this idea that I quite like. Having a bunch of, this kind of hand-painted brush sort of thing. Not intentional. I like the red ones? Oh, okay. And I got one for links, FAQs, and the About Me. And they all have little, red tribal sort of cave painting things behind them. Oh, okay. Well, no, your bias is always appreciated. I also like red, hence why it's my primary color. And it also works pretty well on my theme for those psychopaths who don't use dark theme. Very concerned about those people. But, you know, I suppose they're people too, technically. But yeah, I've been working hard on that. Flashbang! Yes, people who self-flashbang. It's a special kind of masochism. People who choose flashbang themselves every time they open up an app. But today, I'm working on Mokborg. TTRPG. Actually, you know what? It might be good to show a previous map. I'll go... can I? No, I can't. Open recent... Oh, let's open up maps, and then the halfway in. Wow! Halfway in. Open a new document. Thank you! Oh, thanks for the hydration, Rain! Also, welcome, Rain! Hello! So glad you could join us. This is a previous map we did. So this is kind of... This is where we start, like practically a blank map, just with a rough idea of what we're gonna do, and then Rain, hello. And this is something I prepared earlier. This was a really fun map to play on. It was hilarious. My God, I've got so Chaos. If you want to eat up some of those channel points for a couple of stories. I have like so many hilarious stories about the game we played on this map. Such a good time. But until then, my lips are sealed. But this is a general style I go for. It's this very dark comic booky sort of deal with occasional splashes of color. Kind of like Sin City, if you've ever seen it. Like, we've got a little bit of color in these torches with the red, and got these flowers in purple. And if you've noticed on the characters, they're all black and white, but then they also have an extra splash of color. Like, usually red, but sometimes others. So, this is what I do. And we're going to give this map the same treatment. Edgy. It is a bit edgy. But kind of the vibe I'm going for. It's Swedish death metal. Oh my goodness. That's what it is. It's Monty Python's The Holy Grail if it was made by a Swedish death metal band. So first map. What do we do? I think this one here would be like a storage room. So we'll have this door here be like, oops. We'll have this door here be locked down. And maybe have like a key. Ooh, we can have like a key at the top. Oh, okay. I know how we're going to stop them from burning it down. We're going to have a small window here and a heavy barred door, like iron door. Super super tightly packed. And they'll be able to see through here. Treasure. Oh wait, no, they're just gonna smash through the floor. They're just gonna go up the stairs and use an axe and then just cut through the floor to get to the treasure. Okay, that's not gonna work. I was thinking I could bribe them into not burning the place down, but they'll just... I know what my players are like. As soon as they see shiny, it's all they can think about. That's not gonna work. But maybe a little bit of treasure, just in case they do. Maybe that'll distract them long enough to not want to burn the place down. So yeah, we'll have a storeroom in here. So we'll have like barrels, crates, you know, various things. And yeah, with a locked door, so they can either find a way to slip through here, this narrow window, or they can find a way to break down the door, or they can do the actual dungeon and come up here and get the key from the mini boss, or the stage boss. So yeah, I guess we'll have like a table here, shelves sort of around the place, and lots of barrels, lots and lots of barrels. So barrels of fun, and then of course crates. And I've got a whole bunch of little item tokens, like sacks and buckets and whatnot that I can just scatter around here. But yeah, and we'll just throw an old sack. Ah, that's an ugly sack. So yeah, just a bunch of clutter all around the place. And then yeah, and then this is its own room. So this is room 1. And I should probably number these actually now that I think of it. This is room 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 has the lamp on the top. And yeah, Chaos says only the bottom floor is made of stone. If they try something else, they won't be able to enter. So I like to try and be as like historically accurate as possible. You'll see in a lot of like Skyrim does this the worst. They'll have a stone wall, and then they'll have a stone wall, and then they'll have a stone roof. This does not work in like any, you know, any basic architectural sense, because stone has excellent, so you got a block of stone, it has excellent compressive strength. You can put all the weight you want on it, and it's just gonna vibe, because it's used to that. Like, it's in the earth, it's used to having mountains sitting on it. But it has no shear strength. So this is compression strength. Shear strength is this. You do this to a piece of stone, and it'll crack immediately. And that's exactly what a floor is always doing. Like, if you're putting weight here, you can put as much weight as you want on it. Put even just a little bit of weight here, and you're going to wind up with a shear force, like so. So having floors made out of stone is not something you can really do. Can get away with it if you have, like, arches. Arches can help. So if you have an arch like so... Well, hang on. So... can get away with it. But yeah. That's why I generally don't have stone flooring unless it's on the ground floor, in which case it'll be flagstones. But those are only really like super posh. Like even the middle class in the Middle Ages, they would have had thresh flooring, which is just straw, literally just straw on the ground, and then they just change it out, and you know, instead of cleaning the carpet, you just get a new one because it's literally straw. But yeah, I could have this bottom floor be stone, have a bunch of columns in here to kind of justify that. And then have a bunch of sort of like this. Kind of show that there's an attempt at arches. But yeah, that could work. But yeah, we'll have some big stone columns in the middle here. Support some arches that are kind of coming into like a central here, a central atrium. And then they're all connected to each other with more arches. And then I guess columns here and here. And here and here. And then they're connected like this. So yeah, that could work. We could have like... it'd be very intricate, but this is kind of like halfway between a lighthouse and a small castle. Because if it's a storeroom, it makes some sense. It would also be a basement. And it's predictable. Yes, exactly. And that's also something you'd very often see in medieval castles. You'd have sort of a tower, but... and you'd have, like, you know, a couple of levels. But the actual, like, entrance to, like, you know, the main hall, you know, with the table and chairs and stuff, would actually be on the second level. And then there'd be like a staircase. Hang on, let's draw this in 3D. So, like this. And then, yeah, the staircase would be like this. And then this would be the entrance here to the castle. And you see this in the White Tower in London is an excellent example of this. Where the entrance is actually on the second floor. And then they have a second door here that leads to kind of like just a general storeroom. And this is for a couple of reasons. The main one is that if you want to get a battering ram to this door, you really can't. You gotta build yourself a ledge to have it on. Like, getting any sort of, like, door breaching equipment up here and then around is next to impossible. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I could make it so that this is a stone floor. And we can copy this. So, so the flagstones on this level would have a bunch of, like, hang on, wait, that's not right. So we'd have these. I mean, they're still gonna try and smash through the floor, and if they can pass the strength check or come up with some shenanigans to get through it, then you know what, you can have it. But I can sort of hint at the fact that there's arches underneath by making flagstones in this pattern. Not good. There we go, now they're getting square. And then it's kind of, so that's the arch underneath the flooring. And then, yeah, we can have and then we just fill these in going forwards. So the weight of these is being held up by these so weight of this section is being held up by these arches. But yeah, and then we can have some triangular stones in here, and we can actually have some like really cool patterns in here. And have, because masonry was a big deal back in the day. But yeah, and then that'll be the pattern of this floor, and then this one here, this will be wood. Because carrying the weight of stone is just too much, like a stone floor for every level. Oh, that's a good idea! Cool, but I like it. So yeah, so a stone floor on second level, and then the rest of them would be wood, and if they want to set it on fire, they're more than welcome to. But good luck getting the loot out of the burned wreckage. So we have let's take some notes. We have level 1 is store. Now I'm kind of modeling this off as after a castle. So like I said, since it's stone and heavy, so it should have just destroys the treasure. Yeah. So, I'm modeling this after a castle, medieval castle. So it's kind of like a lighthouse that's, because this is a very, very savage world. There's raiders everywhere. There's goblins. There's monsters. I like the idea that every structure is built like a castle. Because it has to be. Because at any moment, like, you can't just have a lighthouse in the middle of nowhere. Goblins are going to move in immediately, which they have. But every piece of infrastructure is also a defensive fortification. So this is a castle tower that's functioning as a lighthouse, not a lighthouse that can be used as a fortification, like our world lighthouses. So I'm thinking, level 1 storeroom, level 2 in most castles would be sort of the guest area. So guest room slash kitchen area. So this will have, I'm gonna add a little something here, and this will be the chimney base. So this is just gonna be like stone, a little stone outcropping. But actually, hang on, wait, that's the stairs there, so it'll have to be here, I think. Precariously close to the water, but that's good because it's going to create a blind spot for defenders, and having the blind spot be at the edge of the cliff is ideal. So we'll have a small fireplace here, similar to this. Actually, I might just copy and paste this. I have a fireplace here, and you know, this will be where they make their meals, and then we'll have this is the entrance. Let's erase this for now. I'm just going to use the marquee selection tool. So, now delete. So this, and then we'll have a table. Oops. Erase. Have a table here, where I guess there'd be a lord living here, because or a baron. A baron, lesser lord. Yeah, like a lesser baron title. Task it is to oversee this. Fun fact. How many more fun facts do you need? Okay, so they're medieval. Fun fact about the world. Okay, so is a history fact okay? Or do you mean like a world travel fact? Or what are you after? I got facts for days. Especially now you got me cooking. So, and I think we'll also have some extra, like, general storage stuff around here. But yeah, what kind of fun fact? Okay, so there is. I've actually come up with like a whole economy for this because I'm a huge like logistics / economy nerd. So this is the town of Hollow Hills, which is kind of like a burg. It's got a fortified lower section, and then on a hill, with a staircase. It's got a tower, it's got a castle, it's got all sorts of like amenities that you don't normally have in a castle. And down here it's got like the tavern, it's got a small smithy, it's got a small store, and then along here it's got an asylum. So this is where the lord of the region lives. This is kind of like a ducal titled fellow. And then spinning off from this, you've got the lighthouse, which has a barony title, which has fealty to this, to the duke. Resides in the castle, in the main castle section. And they've got another farm, which is run by a account. No, yeah, account. So a small. Hang on, wait. No. This is count. County count. So a duchy is made up of multiple counties. So this is run by the count of the region. This is a barony. And then you got a smaller region, which is like a farmstead run by mutant colonies. So it's a small farmstead. So they send. Anyway, the main source of income for the town of Hollow Hills is, or was, actually the asylum. So back in the day, if you had a family member who was kind of like unruly and, you know, just uncivilized, what we'd term nowadays as reasonable mental illness, what they'd do is they'd actually pay to have them sent off to an asylum. Just to get them out of the way. Because, you know, it's embarrassing. You don't want to have to... It's not to do in polite society to have things like trauma. Oh my goodness. So, the main source of income for this town was actually taking mentally ill family members of just double the taxes for more income. Yeah, actually, taxes in the Middle Ages were very, very low, relatively speaking. Like the American Revolution was over like a 2%. I think it was like something like a 1 or 2% tax on tea, and they staged a whole revolution, and they've got like something like a 50% income tax plus a million others. It's ridiculous, but. So yeah, just doubling taxes would not make much of a difference. Like double of 0.5% is just 1%. It's not a huge difference. But so yeah, the town of Hollow Hills would just take all these mentally ill family members of these nobles from the larger territory, the larger wealthier territories, and just basically babysit them. They're a babysitting service for mentally ill nobility. But just prior to the start of the game, 1 or 2 years prior, timing's a bit vague. The person who actually ran the asylum absconded with all the asylum members. So when the players arrived, it was completely abandoned, and they moved into the asylum. But yeah, that's and yeah, the other sources of income are the lighthouse. They get a tithe from all the merchants passing through, pay for the services of having the lighthouse light their way. If they don't pay, then they just turn the lighthouse off, and boats crash into the cliffs. So they're basically holding the shipping route for ransom using the lighthouse, and they also have a little bit of income from the mutant colonies farmstead. And yeah, so floor 2. Oops. So floor 2 is going to be the sort of meeting hall, like the dining hall kind of area where everyone kind of hangs out, because it's got a stone floor. Actually, we can have a thresh floor. Like put straw down on the floor here. I think I have some idea of how I'm going to draw that. So we'll have a thresh floor, and then we'll have stone. Add a marker in case you want to make a cliff with the floor. Oh, thanks, Chaos. Speaking of which, starting tomorrow, hopefully, I'm going to actually. Can I? You know what? I'm going to see if I can set it up now. Firebot. Let's custom command. Description. Marker. Trigger is going to be exclamation mark marker. then, base effect, can we add... Oh, create stream marker. Can! Excellent! No, you must be live. Yes, I do have that. Create stream marker. Add which marker? Add. Oh, okay, this is the description. Bot added. Save. Heading, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. Oh, a custom command was already exists. Any? Hang on. Oh, wait, it already has one. I don't even have to add that. Marker name. Okay, cool. So, if anyone who's not an editor wants to add a marker, if I say something nifty that you'd like to maybe, or that you think might make a cool VOD, you just go exclamation mark instead of slash, and then marker, and then just type in test firebot marker, and then when I... Yeah, marker created. So, and then when I come back to make any edits, I will see the markers there, and it'll say... Yeah, it won't say who it was, so maybe, like, type in a little something saying from Love Gray. Yes. Oh, you do not have permission. Okay, okay. Let me fix that. Thank you. Create stream marker, edit. Here we go. Moderator streamer. Okay, so mods can... Wait, you're not a moderator, right? Okay. VIPs can also. Okay, so now you should be able to, because you are definitely very important. Give another go. Well, the Foxfire thing was kind of like, because Kitsunez have Foxfire. That's like their kind of magic in lore. So, yeah. Anyway, so this is kind of like the dining hall, the meeting hall, the general sort of entry place. So, excellent. Thank you, magic test. Thanks, Rain. So yeah, this is where, so this will be stone, flagstones here, because this is the fireplace. We'll have a table here, we'll have some general storage stuff kind of scattered around, maybe some shelves. That sort of thing. Shelves, like so. And yeah, this is kind of like where the Baron will have his meals. Actually, let's turn this table around. I already have a table I can use for this. So I don't actually need to brush this in. Oops. So yeah, this will, and then we'll have a larger chair here for the Baron to kind of sit on. It's kind of like a Lord's table. And yeah, so that's this floor here. We're gonna have a thick stone wall here. Like so. And then a thick stone wall here. With occasional... Actually, so... Floor 1... it is going to need windows, because we're going to need ventilation here. But it's going to have very narrow windows, as castles are wont to do. So... Just... sketch this in. So... The outer wall, nice and thick. Castle walls are extremely thick. Like, this is, uncannily thin for a castle wall. I'm probably going to want to thicken this out quite a bit. But... I'm going to have a bunch of small windows along the edges, primarily for ventilation. but also so that they can shoot out of them, if they like. If I mean, well, the previous option. And then we're gonna have a long, winding. So let's finish this up first. We're gonna have a long, winding staircase, so it just kind of goes up. Excellent for ambushes and other shenanigans. So, that's floor 1. Sorry, that's floor. Oops. Floor 2. This is floor 3 here. Ba-da-ba, so, we have floor 3. Floor 3 is very often the bedroom. So, for the garrison. So this is where the soldiery live. So the White Tower in London, which is the our oldest surviving example of an early medieval castle, is kind of cool. So it's gonna do kind of like an exploded diagram of it. So we've got the basement level here, which, you know, it's kind of like this. It's a separate thing. Then you've got the second level here. Wow! Gregor! Congratulations! Crimson Dan gifted you a sub. So now you have the cool fox thing next to your face. Congratulations! You are now a member of the, I don't know, Fox Party? Maybe, should we come up with like a name for this? You're a member of the Fox Club? It's mostly just a way to support the channel. But I'm also gonna be coming up with, yeah, it gives you a neat little badge next to your name, and in future, I guess some cool channel reward stuff. So, the White Tower has the garrison, like where all the soldiers, guards would sleep, actually on the second level. So this is the meeting level. And then, bring this down a bit. And then you'd have a staircase up here, lead up to here. And then this is where all the guards would be sleeping. And in order to get to the next level, where the king's sleeping, you actually have to go to the sleeping quarters of the guards, which is an excellent idea for like a defensive situation. So I want to do something similar here. This level here is going to be the living space / bunk room. The general staff. So that's the guards, and they're all gone by the time this this event starts. So yeah, so level 3 is the garrison. And so this will be packed with small beds, like small cots. Something like this, I think. And a castle of this size would have a fairly small staff. So in most castles, you'd have obviously your lord, whose primary task is an administrator. They deal with, like, you know, the comings and goings, the financing, the buying and importing and exporting of various goods that are needed to keep the castle running. You would also often have a sort of a caretaker. A small castle of this size would probably have a fairly... Larger castles, you'd have diversification of roles. You'd have your steward, you'd have your caretaker, you'd have your lumberjack, this, that, and another. A small castle like this, you'd have a lot of the roles kind of like condensed into one person. So we're gonna have castle this side to have a general caretaker, someone who'd be doing the cleaning, general cooking, that sort of thing. And then you might have... So, a castle this size, you'd be importing a lot of your skilled labor. You wouldn't have a mason or a carpenter on site. You'd send away for whatever you need to do, or you'd go and ask a larger town to send their carpenter or mason or whatever over to you. So yeah, caretaker, and because of the region this is in, this is a very dangerous place. This is a very valuable and defensible location, so a lot of folks are probably going to want this. So you probably have, I don't know, I'd like to say 4 to 6 garrison, like guards. So we want to have places for all these people. This is where the staircase up to here leads or ends. So I want to have, and then want them to have to come across here again for defensive reasons. We want to force them to come through the majority of the living area before they can get to here, which is where the staircase starts to go up. And these are very long staircases because I want to kind of give the impression that this is a very tall tower. So these are high roofs because the objective of this structure is primarily to be defensible, and secondarily, just as important, to be a lighthouse. So it needs to be as tall as possible. And very often, like, castles would have fairly high ceiling. Very dissimilar to the general habitation that most people would be living in. That would have fairly lowish, very cozy affairs. So, we need a couple of rooms. And I do like making rooms in my dungeon because it gives areas. So Mörk Borg is, or the way we do Mörk Borg is, it's not tile-based or distance-based. Like D&D, for example, you can move 2 meters. And then you'd measure that out, like with a tape measure. Like this is how far my character can move. Other games will have tile systems, so you can move like tiles. So, and you'd have a grid that you can X number of tiles, and they have maths for going diagonally and stuff like that. The way we play Mörk Borg is it's room-based, so you've got a room here, a room here, here, and this is one movement, and this is another movement. So if you're here, you're here, and there's shenanigans going on over here that you want to get to, you're gonna have to spend a movement to go there. Or you can roll like an agility check to try, agility or a strength check to try and either dash and act or charge and act. But that's why I like to have lots of rooms, because then players can go hopping, do a thing, hop, do a thing, and it's good fun. How can we divide up this? Because again, we need 4. Well, I guess you'd have 2 kinds of caretakers. You'd have like your head caretaker and then maybe like a steward or something. I want to say 2 caretakers, so these are kind of like very menial house servants. And then, let's say 4 guards. So, we need 6 beds on this level, because this is where all the peasantry are living, or the lower class, working class people are living. And then this whole level 4 is going to be just for the Baron and, I don't know, his immediate family. So, grab our Fang Berserker. There he is. So this is how large the characters generally are. could have... Okay, I think we could have sort of something like this. Square this off, have a hallway, get rid of these floors. Lovely as they are, kind of get in the way of our scheming. So if anyone has any ideas for things we can do with the subscribe, I have Firebot installed, so we can like have subscriber-only commands if anyone has suggestions. So we can have like a hallway here. Square these off, like so. This could be like a general storage area. It's stuff like that. You know, this is kind of like a cleaning closet sort of thing, and same on this side. And then here, we can have maybe offset these. So we've got one here, and this one here. We can have a bunch of bunks. I guess a bunk here. Actually, we could even make these. I don't want to make them bunk beds. That's difficult. Maybe better to... So? And actually... This will be... Garrison room. This is where the... And then, actually, we could have this one here. These will all be wooden walls on the interior. And we'll actually make this the garrison room here. Garrison room. And have kind of like a little armory here. Yeah, so like a little armory here, small door, and then we can have, you know, suit of armor, a rack with swords on it, and just a little something, and this will be a crate, like a steel bar. Just to tease the players, like, ooh, look, shiny loot, ooh. Armor. But it's all locked up, so the players can't just go straight in and get at it. We wanna tease them a little. You know, we want to work for it. But go for this here. And the idea would be that anyone wanting to, you know, go rob the guard room is going to have to go guards to get it. And the guards have immediate access to their weapons are stored. So, guards bunk room. And I guess 3 guards can take it in shifts. We can always have 1 guard on at all times. Then have this one store here. Then we can split this one into 2 and have here and here. This would be our housekeepers. The housekeeper sleep. And then this can be the guest room. And very often, in the Middle Ages, having your own room was a luxury that was exclusively to the rich. Weren't royalty, not have your own. Would be bunking with other people. And indeed, even as royalty, if you were like a king on tour, there'd only be 1 bed, and you would often share the bed with any visitors you have coming around. Sounds baffling to us, modern sensibilities, but sleeping alone in even like early modern era was generally not done. Like if you had guests come over, they would sleep in your bed because you'd have 1 bed for the house. And indeed, if you were like traveling, you'd be staying at a tavern, you would just sleep on the floor. You'd sleep on the benches. Beds were a luxury that you just wouldn't have multiple beds just for guests. So that's why all these beds were all in the same places. Fox, I ate my bed. Can I sleep in yours? You didn't have to eat your bed. You could have just asked. Like, yeah, of course. I'm gonna say no. Like, please spit that out. Chaos! Hydration! Thank you! Actually, that's a good point. Delicious tea. So yeah, we have a... So we've got our storeroom down here. We've got level 2, which is our sort of greeting, dining, cooking area. And then... I was just trying to level up Hando. Ah, I see. You're spoiling the little guy, Chaos. So, this is level 2. Ground level so far as the castle proper is concerned. This is kind of a basement, level 1. But, got level 2, which is our sort of general... Oh, I don't know what you'd call them. The staff? Yeah, the staff level with our armory. And yeah, so this is a storage closet for the caretakers, the general cleaners, cooks, sort of thing to operate. And now we are up to level 4, which is the royal bedchamber, I guess? The royal chambers. Now we're getting to the good stuff. This is where the, I think this is where we're gonna have the boss battle. So the goblins who have moved in, they're, and again, just so you know what we're talking about when we say goblins, let me show you what the goblins look like in this world. Because I am very proud with how the goblin assassin turned out, and I'm very keen for you to see the goblin berserker. So, let's see. The gobbers. They are very unsettling, so if you're not good with horror stuff, maybe I'll let you know when we're done showing the gobbos. Let's see, goblins. Wickhead, zombies, mutants. Apache, hello Apache. Oh, here we go, goblins. I'm gonna have to turn off these folks. A minute. Let's see. Guys. Yes, there she is. Goblins again. Here we go. Okay, so. These are what the goblins look like. Charming little fellas, aren't they? Where's the goblin assassin? Nani? I think I might be using the wrong... The assets... figures... It's 2. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm on the wrong work in progress file. Gobblers. That's what they're actually molded on. And, oh, hey! Okay, so this is an Xyz character. They're a merman, or merwoman. They have a fun backstory for them, but don't need that for now. She's still a work in progress, but I think she's very cute. She's also very slimy. An Xyz squid. So are our goblins. There they are. Goblins! Let's hide Violetta for a minute. This is the Goblin Assassin. This is what they had to deal with last episode, and hoo boy, shenanigans ensued. But the idea with the goblins is, if they get the opportunity to kill each other, They absolutely will. The only thing that's stopping them from just attacking each other all the time is because they're worried that they'll get hurt and that the other goblin's going to put up more of a fight. But if a goblin is able to overcome or overwhelm another goblin, either because the other goblin was too weak, too dumb, or too slow, they will eat that other goblin. But the goblin curse doesn't go away. They absorb the goblin, they eat the goblin meat, but they also absorb the goblin curse. And so the goblin they just ate is going to try and re-manifest itself somewhere on its body in the form of a tumor shaped like a goblin head. Yes, absolutely. But yeah, so when they do, the goblin that did the cannibalizing gets much bigger because they absorb the curse, and so their goblin curse becomes even stronger. And that's how you wind up with things like our charming goblin assassin here, who was quite the situation. But and still got to finish this fellow. He's been a long time coming. I want to add some more bone armor and stuff and finish off these weapons. But this is going to be the boss of this level, and he's going to be camping out in the Royal Chambers. And the player's going to have to get through this All King fellow and a whole bunch of these little chompers, or they can get to the top level, which is here. So this is where we're going to be fighting the. You missed the message right before. Oh, so just chicken. Yes, chickens. Yeah, I've owned chickens, and I'm well aware of their proclivity towards cannibalism. It's not pretty. And I have stories about that, none of which are safe for Twitch. And thanks for reminding me. I do occasionally miss messages. I get so excited. So, that's what's going to be going on in this. It's going to be, I think, the boss battle, where they fight the Goblin Berserker, who's running the show. It's a big hobgoblin. And what a friendly fellow, because he has eaten multiple goblins over the course of his unnatural life. He's very well versed in the art of being a piece of shit. Hungry baby, yes. Anyway, we're done showing and talking about goblins for anyone who was hiding. Chaos says, we still got some chicken. Whenever one is hurt, we have to separate them from the other chickens, otherwise they get yes. And again, I've got some horrific stories about chickens doing that. I also used to own chickens, and yeah, they are not very friendly. And one of their friends is hurt. Also, egg eaters are a big problem. Very often get, like, once a chicken gets a taste for egg, kinda gotta down, because they will just attack and ruin any eggs that the other chickens lay. So, here is level, what are we up to? Level 4. Grace says, like a vampire who tastes blood for the first time. Yes. Okay, so this is the Royal Bedchamber. So, and very often places like this would have a chapel. The religion of this world is the faith of the basilisk, which is kind of like this two-headed dragon creature. I like to draw it kind of like this. And I've got my whole own sort of canon thing going where people who Chaos says we used ping pong balls in their nests to get them to stop. Oh, that's genius. Okay, fair enough. Good to know. So Christians will make the sign of the crucifix. They'll kind of do that hand sign across their chest. In this world, the version of that is kind of like holding your two fingers up, kind of like crossed over each other in the sign of the basilisk. It's kind of like this two-headed creature with wings that everyone worships because it gives divine prophecy. The problem is, its current prophecy is that the world's about to end, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. So, kind of want to have like a chapel somewhere to this thing. So maybe a little sort of shrine here. Like on Hunger Games? I haven't actually seen Hunger Games. Although I did have a friend who worked on Hunger Games. They did the dog things for it. They were very proud of that. Let's see. So yeah, got kind of a. Hopefully I can draw this from top down in a way that'll make sense. But yeah, so we've got the basilisk. Maybe a basilisk shrine here. Bunch of candles. Make it very, very culty looking. And then we can have. So this would be somewhere everyone in the castle can kind of like come up to and you know, pray. That thing. Some here. And sit while doing reference to the basilisk. And if anyone knows anything about not agnosticism. Wait, is it gnosticism? From the demiurge. What's the faith that the demiurge is from? Demiurge. Demiurge. Paleolithic. Platonic? Wait, this is. But yeah, the basilisk is very similar to the demiurge from Gnosticism. I was right. So if anyone knows anything about obscure religious iconography, Gnosticism is kind of like this idea where the devil is the one running the show in our world. Yaldabaoth. It's such names. But yeah, the idea is that it's actually the devil is running the show, and it's kind of like a role reversal from Christianity. Like the bad entity is the one that has the most power in our universe. The basilisk fills a very similar role in this universe. It's definitely not a beneficent deity by any stretch. It is a very, very cruel, very capricious, very best case scenario. It does not care about what you're doing. Worst case scenario, it takes issue with whatever you're up to. So we're gonna have the royal quarters here, and the entrance to it is gonna be off to the side because we want it to be sort of out of the way. And then large bed here. I guess kind of like a wardrobe here. And oh, I guess a trunk. Actually, no, a trunk here. A large chest, like so. And it's over, and then we'll have like a small desk here. Yeah. So these pews will both be either destroyed or moved. That's where they were. Kind of scatter them about because the goblins wouldn't give two shits about the the religious significance of this. So yeah, this will be where the big fight happens. We can have some loot in here, and then yeah, players will come around here, deal with this engagement, and then they can either go this way or this way. In here will be, and you know, the fights very often move around quite a bit in these campaigns. So it might move up to the second level, it might not. But yeah, so this will be the royal chambers, and we finally up to the last, or designing the last floor. This will be number 5. So 4 is Hill Chambers / Apple, and number 5 is the Beacon. The Bacon. And yes, I did that on purpose. Although my spelling is atrocious, I do occasionally misspell on purpose, just to throw people off. So, this one isn't going to have a wall around the outside. It's just going to be... Actually, hang on. Okay, so it is, but it's going to have very large windows. All these other ones have tiny, tiny windows. This one's going to have a wall that goes around, all the way around. Actually, no. Maybe we'll just have it flat. Yeah, let's have it flat. Just to maximize the amount of light that can get out. So this will be flat. And then... yeah, I'm sorry. My spelling actually is atrocious. My handwriting, my goodness. You seen this? You see my handwriting? You think my spelling's gonna be any better? I was raised on WordPress. Or Microsoft Word. I don't know how to spell, or write, or anything. It's better than mine? Oh dear. That's a worry. I used to be very studious at university. I was the one who knew everything. Like I was terrible at high school. Like if I got a B, that was an achievement. Like people would ask how I cheated on the test. But when I got to university, I absolutely slayed it. I was regularly getting high distinction easily. And people would ask for my notes during class, and I'd never say no because I knew if I gave them my notes, they wouldn't be able to read it. So, this is going to be a cut in the floor. So all these other rooms, there's a big wall between the staircase and the main room. But this one, it's just a cut in the floor. Because again, we're trying to maximize the amount of way that our big old beacon in the middle can. And Chaos says, I would not give my notes just because all my notebooks are full of sketches out of boredom. Actually, yeah, mine too. I used to draw little bunnies. A lot. I had a bunny phase. And I think this one's going to be stone as well. Yeah, this is going to be stone flooring. Because it's going to be a big old fire. Bunnies! Exactly. We love bunnies. So, because this level's sort of thing is that it has a massive fire on the top, I think we're going to do the same arched stone that we did for the basement. Chaos says, I looked through the classes and they're really cool. Yes. Only a few of them are ones that I've designed. Most of them are either from the community or from the more rulebook. Grace says, my teacher once told me that my handwriting looks like it's from ancient Greek. I actually developed my own low-key conlang for university. Like, I had so many, like, shorthands for words. Because, you know, when you're taking notes, they don't give you time to actually, like, write down what they're saying in readable English. So, uh, A, my handwriting was atrocious, and B, I was using so many of, like, my own invented shorthands for words and terms and stuff. So yeah, what else can we use? You know, now that I think about it, this probably would be a better position for the end fight. Because it's a stone floor, and the Berserker's going to be hopping around like a... Chaos says, we are chill while taking notes. Teachers have the patience, slow students, out of the 3 students. Oh, okay, there's only 3 students. You're close, that's pretty cool. Okay, actually, I think this will be wood, except for around here. Have like a flagstone section. So that'll be wooden beams. That'll be like wooden beams, and then with flat stones, but to protect them from any sparks that jump out of the fire. So there'll be a big sort of thing here, a large mirror on a rotational sort of a large parabolic mirror on a rotating sort of gantry, and it's like so, and then there'll be. Okay, so now that I think about this more, this is where we need to have the final fight, because we can make this an oil lantern. I was originally going to make this wood or coal or something, but if we make it oil, that'll give us an excuse to have a bunch of oil barrels around here. And if there's oil barrels, the players are immediately going to try and use it to set the goblins on fire. So yeah, we can have the lantern here that can kind of like be pushed around, and that's how that happens. And then we'll have a bunch of barrels around the place. And then this is probably where the goblins are going to be camped out. So we'll need some goblin paraphernalia. Like the goblins. So goblins. This isn't Morkborg lore. This is my own little headcanon. Goblins are allergic to iron, so they don't have any metal tool, and they also hate gold and silver with a passion. Like iron is like they're allergic to iron in the same way that, you know, you might be allergic to pollen. It upsets them greatly. But gold and silver are downright toxic to them, in a similar way to like mercury might be toxic to us. It's canon now. Well, yeah, it's canon in this world for sure. So a lot of their stuff is made out of organic material. All their weapons, like all of their weapons are, you know, they've got bone-tipped spears. They've got this one's using a shoulder blade. Yeah, this is kind of like a big old shoulder blade stuck in a stick. This one's using a bunch of ribs. This one's using a big femur kind of strapped to a stick. This one's also using a femur that's kind of been sharpened off. Got a bunch of teeth strapped to a stick. Got a bunch of skulls. So they use a lot of organic components in what they make, and all they're really making is weapons, because that's all they really care about. Their armor is like this guy's just wearing a rib cage on his head. And this one's got 2 femurs, weapons, for shivs. So I kind of want to like make some environmental components that are in that vein. So like, you know, skin rugs for like bedding. Chaos says, what if one of them would use silver on the blade and weapons so they could kill each other easier? You mean one of the goblins uses silver on their blade? Yeah, they could, but then they'd be constantly around silver, and they hate the stuff. So yeah, it would make sense for them to kill each other, but they kill each other when they have the opportunity. They actively want to go out, like they have an instinctual desire to go out and harm non-goblins. They just attack each other when there's nothing else around they can bully. So they'd much rather be out spreading the goblin curse because they have this, instinctual desire. Yeah, it's kind of like rabies. It's a mix. The goblin curse is very much based off the rage virus from 28 Days. So yeah, I need to design a bunch of sort of goblin stuff. So the goblins are, as previously mentioned, very vicious, very, very single-minded in the fact that they just want harm, and they're allergic to metal. And they have a general distaste of anything nice. They're kind of cliche in that respect. So, kind of stuff like... So, piles of skulls is definitely their vibe. They would definitely have, like, piles of skulls all sort of stacked up wherever they can. Because they're just edgy like that. So piles of skulls is an obvious one. They don't collect treasure. That's why, like, all the treasure is kind of, like, all the gold and silver is still scattered around the place where they found it, because they wouldn't have touched it. What else would they have? Piles of skulls. I like to think they have this sort of low-key shamanistic religion. Like, they've got the goblin shaman, this fellow. Kind of like cast. Oh, hey, Burly! Welcome! We're being extremely edgy today. We're working on a, Oh, Chaos says, two of the classes that look interesting for me are the Dire Hunter and the Esoteric Hermit. Okay. Sure. Yeah, if you want to come up with a story for either or both of them. So Burly, we're currently working on maps. This is one I did earlier. So this is the level of quality that we're pitching for. And this is where we're up to. We're kind of just blocking out what we think the dungeon should be like. Now, this is a lighthouse. Well, it's kind of like halfway between a fortified castle keep and a lighthouse. So it's like a castle that's functioning as a lighthouse. It has many aspects of both. We've got the general design sort of figured out. We've got the lower basement here that Kay says, I'd need to learn more about the characters and the world for me to make a story that would fit the character. You make a character that feels good to you, and I'll make the world fit around it. For me, the most important thing is the story that the characters are telling. I'm here to facilitate that. And, torture them. Burley says, I thought it was a renovated inside of a nuclear reactor. I do have plans for something like that, but that's getting into spoiler territory. But I watched Chernobyl, the Chernobyl TV series a while ago, and that was horrifying. My god, like, so far as horror series go, Chernobyl is top tier. But yes, I do have plans for, something like that. Like, this is a medieval setting, but I do have plans on, like, having, like, a Chernobyl-style situation. But yeah, so we've got general design. So the idea is that players come up here and then enter into the tower this way. And then they come into here, and then they... Oops, hang on, let's put this on a different layer. It's yellow. So they come in here, and then they have to cross over around here, and then go up here, and then this here leads into hang on. Yeah, and then so they come up here, and that spits them out here. They come through. So yeah, and then this is the sort of blue collar living space. So this is the guard room, and this is the armory here, and then this is the general housekeep, the caretaker's room. So the cleaners, the cooks, and this guest room. But yeah, the players come around here, and then up around here, and then that brings them up to here, and this is the royal bedchamber, and then this is the chapel. This is kind of like a little statue to Basilisk, which covered extensively. Players can come up here, and then around here. This is the most linear map I've made so far. Usually the maps are extremely open-ended. Like, this is just a flat area, and we had a big zombie shenanigans happen, and the, let's see, do we have the whole map handy? And halfway in, Hollow Hill. Oh yeah, here we go, Hollow Hills. Hollow Hills. Wait, no, that's the town. Oh man, that actually looks... let's see. Halfway? Ah, here we go. We're at Hollow Hills. And we'll need to... image, take this to the left. So yeah, usually my maps are very open-ended. Like this one has... they come into here and then they can branch off here, they can go up this way, or if they pass a check they can come here, and then... this is the way the players that first came. They came up here, they took one look at what was going on here, and they immediately went this way, down here, fought a spider here. They came out here, and then around here. But yeah, there's I like to make maps with multiple options. They could have gone, so they went that way, they could have gone this way. Oh yeah, and then another party went this way. Actually, so there was two parties. The first one in yellow was Mew's team, and then there was another one with Vespi and someone else. Came up here, they came across this way, they came here, and this is where the Wendigo was. And they just saw him and just immediately turned around, came back this way, came over this, and then around this way. And there was a big fight here. Rawr. It was a good time. But this map that I'm currently working on is extremely linear. This is usually my maps aren't this linear. But this one is just going to be like a straight shot. Fight. Yeah, the only branch so far is here. They can either try and get into here and then do shenanigans in here, or they can come up here. And then, yeah, it's very linear. But yeah, that's what we're working on today. How you doing, Burley? Oh, we can clear out this now. I want to grab this and put you on another layer, because I can get rid of these red outlines. Oh wait, no, I can't. I need to do this. Yeah, Burley, how you doing, buddy? Wrong layer, that one. And this is just stone outcrop here, so we don't need that. Oh, also, Burley, are you here? I don't know if you're just lurking. Also, if you do want to lurk, we have a lurk command now. I've set up the Firebot. The Firebot is doing its work. It also does markers. If you're interested in, I mean, I'm sure you've already got your own bot. Actually, I think I've seen people using your bot. But if you're in the market for another bot, Firebot is pretty good. I'm very happy with it. Early, if you're here, I'd love to show off my my branding stuff I've been working on. I'm pretty dang psyched about how it's going. If Yumi's gonna be fine. By the by, this is Catatonia. Hopefully I don't get right struck for this. But it is an excellent band. Swedish death metal. One of my favorites. I'm just gonna post it in here. Let's oops. Oh well. Nick Barnsley playing. Ooh. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, Chaos says Twitch is more lenient with the music play. You might need to mute it on YouTube though. Yeah, no one watches me on YouTube. I can actually see the statistics here. I've got, yeah, everyone's watching on Twitch. I don't know why. Iduna was telling me that they have the exact opposite situation. They get so much attention to YouTube and Twitch is just completely ignoring them. I don't know what its deal is, but it's a thing. I think we want to make this bottom level much. We're not an anime girl, Fox. You don't know that. Like, how dare you? How dare you? I feel so unseen right now, Gray. I know that. I live in your walls. Well then, you should know that I still aspire to be an anime girl. I'll do it. You'll see. I'll show you all. You'll all see what a beautiful anime girl I can be. Chaos says, YouTube usually takes time. If you post shorts around when you start your stream, you might slowly get some viewers there too. This is a good point. I do have some shorts made, and I have posted a couple. But yeah, I've really got to get on, get on that shorts game. Been quite lackadaisical. That's not the right word. But yeah, I've been very slack on the YouTube shorts. Gotta get on that. Although I am making a killing with my to-do list, and it's a shame Burley's disappeared because I really wanted to show them what I've been working on. I guess I can kidnap them on Discord later. Show them. So, this bottom layer's walls are super thick. So this is probably about, gosh, I don't know, 2 meters thick. Lily! Lily says, by the way, what sounds the fox? Everyone asks, what does the fox say? No one asks how the fox feels. Sag. So it's going to be a couple of thin windows here. What do you mean, what sounds? How the fox feel? The fox is feeling pretty good. Actually kind of sore in the neck. I felt with like a bad crip. I think I slept on it wrong. But aside from that, pretty good. Yeah, we've got a couple of very narrow windows here, and we're gonna have thick bars. Double set. Grace says, I don't know if I should do shorts. They get like 1k to 3k views on YouTube, but Instagram is not kind to me at all. I can barely crack 200 views. Screech. Lily says, no, I mean cats meow, dogs bark, but fox, what do they do? Maybe every fox is different. Did you think of that? Maybe we're all unique and special in our own ways. Maybe we can't be pinned down to like one sound. Maybe we like to experiment, huh? Did you think of that? Maybe we're just out there living our best lives. Why do you gotta put a label on it? Screech. We do not screech. I mean, some of us do. I do occasionally. Gray says, don't say pin down, it's bringing back memories. It's okay, Gray. Gentle. Fox will look after you. Also, in case it wasn't obvious, this actually tapers quite a bit. So we got our little example here. Not actually accurate. It's more like... I want it to be something like this. The inside is straight. Well, actually, no. Yes? Chaos says, I feel like the best use of shorts is to promote long videos and streams. Hey, Ike! Welcome! Thanks for the pizza party! Chaos says, I feel like the best use of shorts is to promote long-form videos and streams. It's especially easy to... Great clips from streams. Ah, yes. Yeah, I've really got to get onto that. And Twitch provides such amazing tools for making clips. I've really got no excuse. And I've got Chaos here giving me markers, like basically just feeding me, but it's still good. Anyway, Ike says, look, hi friend, lurking while playing some chess. Good luck! Also, first use of the, or first in context use of the, lurk. Let's go! We've got lurk commands. Oh, we've got another ad block in 15 minutes. How long have we going for? Oh, actually. How many snoozes do I get? 15. Okay, so we got the server reset. So, sorry, the ISP reset in 27 minutes. Ad break. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can snooze this until the ISP reset. See, that way we only have to deal with one set of ads when the ISP resets rather than the two. If I can time this just right, you'll only have to deal with one set of ads. Anyway, it tapers something like this. So each level is slightly smaller than the last. Kind of like, yeah. Kind of like this. As lighthouses do. And then these walls raced against each other with the wooden beams across here, which are just as much about keeping the walls from falling in as they are about keeping the floor of them up. But yeah. Lily says, forgot I needed to do a PNG tuber for a, so I like that. Oh, so I'm actually planning on doing a tutorial next week about exactly that, doing PNG tuber. Like not just PNG, well, setting them up in OBS. So if that's something you're interested in, oh, actually, Ike, you should definitely make sure Ike's in on this because. Oh wait, no, they've got a 3D thing already, so they don't really need a PNG tuber. But yes, good luck with the PNG tuber thing. I'll be very interested in seeing how it turns out. But yeah, so we've got the plan done. Oh right, we were talking earlier. Anyone else got any suggestions for how or what kinds of goblin paraphernalia we could have. Looking forward to tutorial. I've learned a lot from the editing tutorial, and I'm glad I started with that. Because, yeah, I've got a bunch of things I want to improve for the next one, and oh my, we're at 90% RAM usage, so I'm gonna have to quit a couple of these. We'll close that for now. Chaos says, you need a PNG tuber model for short clips to make them better. Oh, okay. Lee says, he gets a teacher. He sure does. Anyway, goblinisms. Let me think. I mean, if we want to be like super macabre, we could have like, you know, flayed skin mats. That seems like something the goblins would definitely be into, but oh boy, that is super macabre. I don't know if that's too far. Although, given the people that we have currently, I think they'd be into it. My player base is extremely messed up like that. Roll seduce a rug. I mean, Muse already tried to roll to seduce a roll to intimidate a door. That was an interesting day. Lily says, okay, I'm a little bit cooked. I forgot I never did a PNG, only VTuber. Oh, you've done a 3D VTuber before? I have done a PNG tuber before. You'd be interested in seeing how I went about it? So yeah, we could have like a skinned or a human skin rug. That would be extremely goblin pilled. That's exactly the kind of thing that they'd be into. Okay. It'll get us away from these human skin rugs. I'm currently at 90%. So I gotta close the frick. Or less. Close down anything I'm not currently using. That. Alright, you know what? We'll risk it. Oh, okay, ad starts in 8 minutes. I gotta remember to snooze that. Let's see. Okay, so. Story. Projects. Okay, let's see. In here. In the chat. In this one. Okay, so the one that I'm about to show you I actually did in Inkscape, which is very unusual. Stand layer. And here we go, layers 2. So, no, actually. So if you want to do Live 2D, that's the thing you can do. But when you're doing a PNG tuber, let's zoom out because that's horrifying. Here we go, let's turn off these. There we go. So, for a PNG tuber, what you want? Do I still have it? Okay, it's gonna crash my computer. You know, I'll just draw it. Do a sketch here. Find some space. Here we go. So, what you want is Oh, no, no, okay, so you can use Live 2D if you want, but usually for a PNG tube. So PNG tuber and a Live 2D avatar are two different things. So a PNG tuber is a, so let's say a quick person. So it's a picture of a person, given some, because they're all usually female. Um, and then just some eyes, nose. Okay, so it's just a character. Let's say that they're gaming because they're usually gamers. And then what you need is three versions. So you've got wait. The way I usually do it is I will, and the way I've seen it mostly done is it'll take the microphone input and then based on how various breakpoints of how loud you're being, it'll change the VTuber image. So it'll be like, okay, they're just being quiet, so it's just being quiet. But then if it's medium, they'll have kind of like a general sort of talking thing. And sometimes they'll have like, you know, a hand gesture. Something like just something dynamic. So they're just yapping. And then they'll have a third one that'll be like hyper. So when they're coming into this like third region, they'll have one that's very ecstatic. And I'm having way too much fun with this. So yeah, this is what I've done with PNG tubers before. But yeah, and I think yeah, you can break this up any way you want. You can have a couple like this, and then you can have like you can have 4 zones, you can have 3 zones. It's 3 is a good one. Yeah, that's how I've done PNG tubers in the past. I don't want to open up my OBS thing for it. I just used. So if I take a look to see if I've got it already installed. I just used OBS, and so if I go to my audio, so my microphone audio filters, expiration gate. Okay, I don't have it installed on this one, but I'm going to be doing a tutorial next week on setting this up. I used a plugin for OBS that, and then I just put all the images for the PNG tuber states into layers in OBS, and then I use the plugin to choose based on the level of my microphone input which one to go between. So if I'm just talking softly, it'd just be using the bass one, and yeah, no apps, literally just setting it all up in OBS. Completely free, very customizable, and yeah. But yeah, I can't dig it up right now because it's using a different version. It was set up on a different version of OBS, and it won't let me close it while I'm streaming. Like if I open up multiple instances of OBS, it gets all caught up. So yeah, can't show you tonight, but I'll get it. I'll dig it all up after stream, and I will show you next time. Promise. Oh shoot. Ads. 1 minute. Okay, cool. Okay, so it's 15 minutes until the ISP reset, and 1 minute until ads. Okay, cool. If I can time this right. So, yeah, we can have kind of like a skin rug. Very fun. Okay, good luck. Um, so piles of skulls, skin rug, very gross, but also very goblin. I guess a pile of bones would definitely be. So a pile of bones is basically a pile of resources. Um, are you still set to hang on, are you lying? Oh, snooze. Oh, no, 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 you're, saying the right thing about what I'm streaming. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so, skin rug, pile of bones. It would be nice to have some kind of, like, idol? What else would goblins have? It's a thinker. Um, I like to think they'd have some sort of culture. So I've been dropping items in the loot table for things like, wow, chaos. Thanks for hydration. It's a helpful reminder, to be sure. Um, so I've been dropping things like shrunken heads, effigy dolls, bone necklaces, various like cultural items in their loot tables that are pretty much useless so far as, goes. But so far as like describing what the goblins are about, I think they're quite helpful. Chaos says, it reminds me to usually drink. Yes. Gotta stay hydrated. So, so what other things can we have? Um, also I've been leaving skin maps. I've got to, draw up the map, and B, add some, like, hidden treasure, probably outside the lighthouse somewhere. Yeah. Skin, rug. Maybe like spike traps. Spike traps! Yes! Oh, that's okay, that's good. So you could have kind of like a oh, hang on. So I draw it's kind of like a femur that's been sort of cut at an angle, so it's got a sharp point at the end. Kind of like the heavy weapons the breakers are using. Excuse me. Um, and then we can have them at various angles just to show what. And then we can have like a bunch of these kind of tied, stick. You know, some basic lashing. Uh, and then have that stick. I don't know. How would it? Then we gotta like come up with some mechanism to make it swing like that. So maybe like another thing at this end. And so we want it to go this way. another post here, and then maybe like kind of band thing, some kind of elastic material. Or we could just make this kind of like a torsion thing. But yeah, there's a rope here, keeping it back, and then this is kind of like a like a catapult thing. This is kind of like been pulled back this way, tied down, so that when this rope's cut, it flies across. Yeah, that sounds like something that the goblins would have all over the place. So yeah, we can have a trap like that, and we're gonna have... other kinds of traps would they set up? Yeah, I feel like the goblins would be setting up all sorts of traps. Let's think. Could have like a bear trap kind of thing? Um, so something like... a circle kind of thing, and then a bunch of spikes like so. Step thing there. Spikes here, so when it's stepped on, it kind of snaps shut. Very, very goblin coded, if I do say so myself. Yeah. So we can like scatter a bunch of these all over the place. This is actually pretty cool. So skull piles, human skin rugs, and these two kinds of traps would go a long way to kind of like showing that this is goblin territory. That graffiti. Oh, they draw. I feel like they probably draw graffiti in blood. So if we go back to our nah, let's grab our paint. So things like and maybe like little drawings of goblins. I feel like they'd be drawing a lot of pictures of themselves doing various things. So how would a goblin draw a goblin? Big nose, eyes, ears, and something like this? Oh, actually, no. They draw themselves with angry eyes. Finally back from ads. Oh, shoot! I forgot about the ads! Oh, I'm so sorry! And you're about to get caught with the, server reset ads. Oh, shoot. Oh, and you let me know. Okay, okay, I'm sorry. I completely forgot. I had this whole plan to skip the ads and everything, but I mucked it up. I'm sorry. And my ISP's about to reset again, so you're gonna get ads again. I'm gonna duck off the bathroom as soon as the server restart or as soon as the thing happens. Sorry about the ads. I got so caught up in the goblin, like I'm so hyped. I'm finally like got ideas about how to do the goblin stuff. They'd probably also do like a whole heap of skulls. I feel like skulls would be their thing. But like, yeah, pictures of goblins. I imagine like in their downtime, aside from just like bullying the shit out of each other, they'd be doing things like graffiti, like getting blood and feces and just making graffiti all over the place. They'd be making traps just because it's in their nature, not because they're actually like expecting anything, but just because they like making dangerous things. And also making like, piles of skulls, hoarding bits and pieces they can use to make into weapons, and of course making human skin rugs. This is all like extremely goblin held culture. Kale says the Diet Hunter seems really interesting, but I don't know how to write a story for them. Maybe one day off stream could theorize a bit. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. Sounds like a lot of fun. I had a really good time theory crafting for an Xyz character. I'm offended as a goblin. Well, as a goblin, do you have any suggestions for goblin cultural items? Are you gonna be talking all that good shit? Come on. Let's how do the goblins do? But yes. So red for like the blood, and then we can definitely have some brown from, but they'd be drawing hues. In feces because they hate everything. Chaos says, I'd also need help to understand to play. I know. Oh, so Morkborg is actually really good for that. Ray says, as a goblin, I bonk others and bro stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. But yes, Morkborg is really good. You've only got 4 stats: strength, agility, and presence, and toughness. And you can do whatever you want with those 4 stats. So, for example, and we're about to get the server reset, so I'll go through a quick rundown of how Morkborg works once we get back. So yeah, I'm gonna go for a bathroom break. Uh, we're probably gonna get hit by another round of ads. Sorry again. But yes, we will be back very, very soon. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you on the other side of the server reset and the unfortunate ad break. Maybe get up, get a drink yourself, have a stretch. Stretch those legs. We've been at this for a while. We've been at this for like how many hours now? A couple hours. Uh, don't worry. It's all it's all very straightforward chaos. We've got a bunch of first timers in the game already, and it's an excellent starting place. But yeah, we've been at this for 2 hours and 18 minutes. So, I'm gonna go for a quick break. There'll be a server restart and some ads, and I will see you in a couple of minutes. Okay, I have returned. Just in time for the ads. But for those who are subscribed and therefore not dealing with ads, hello, welcome. I will set off the let's see. Oh, thanks, Ray. Uh that's the right layer. Here we go, be right back. Boom. Oh, thank you, Chaos. So apparently, y'all are in an ad. I'm glad you didn't slip and fell in the bathroom. It's been known to happen. But yes, so graffiti. Let's draw a little person. Oh yes, this so it. I mean, it says ads in progress 1 minute and 56 seconds, so if you're not in ads, then maybe we've defeated the algorithm. Although if you're on YouTube, you're probably not getting them anyway, so let's see. Maybe like little X's for eyes, that's fairly universal. Oh, okay. And then, I don't know, like a little neck, and then a triangle-shaped body, and then I feel like they'd be drawing some pretty messed up stuff. Probably Twitch doesn't want to the ads again back to back. Yeah. Also, Chaos says, drank some milk, certified cat moment. Yes, I'm sure Gray is very proud of you. So I like to think that they've drawn this guy kind of like splayed out, and then they've put nails in his hands and feet because they're just horrible like that. Sorry, Gray. Goblins are pretty bad. And they've drawn this in feces because they're horrible. We are proud of you, Gray. I'm very proud of your chess abilities. Wait, yeah, you beat Mew, so that's very impressive and a little terrifying. So yeah, graffiti. Okay, so far as goblin paraphernalia goes, I lost to Ike. Oh. Well, very proud of Ike, for sure. So far as like, goblinisms go, we've got switch back to our ink brush. Digital brush. So we've got skinned rugs, piles of bones, we got various traps, we got graffiti. So they'd be drawing goblins and skulls, and maybe goblin skulls. I can imagine they'd be goblin skulls. Rain, welcome! I actually have plans for new emotes. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good time. Curses. Oh yeah, that's one of the subscriber bonuses that I gotta get set up. Special animated emotes. They're gonna be great. I got good plans for those. Mostly just knocking off Yemi's amazing emote ideas. Chaos says, but it was just an uncomfortable position for me in chess. I play aggressively, and he was not letting me. Oh. Mew is very good. And so's Ike. Ramus says, waiting for little foxes emotes. Yes, it'll be good. I have many plans. Chaos says, but I was able to scare him too while playing. Well, you certainly scare me. That's why I'd rather watch other people play you than play you again myself. So we've got a good amount of goblin cultural artifacts. Again, Gray, if you have any suggestions. Yeah, piles of skulls. I guess piles of bones would also be good. Hmm. Did they bother making chests? I don't think they bother making chests. There's plenty of chests left over from their shenanigans anyway. And I would also like to make like a hidden thing inside the chapel idol, the basilisk idol, in case the players decide to investigate it. Great some hurts. Oh no, what's wrong? I like kind of hurts. Like food poisoning hurts. Like nervousness. Chaos says I think it'd be a 50-50 against Ike. Probably if I can play a position I'm more comfortable with, I may be able to win. Else I just lose. Well, sounds like an interesting show. Hmm. What kind of sick? Basilisk. Quite happy. I'm quite proud of it, but space. So Basilisk down to. Oh, oh dear, I didn't know it was that bad. Hope you get better soon, buddy. That's that's so fun. Oh, Gray, sending hugs and cuddles your way. Absolutely. Thoughts and prayers. Um, so the goblins kind of have like a low-key religion. They or at least in this world, because of the whole like the goblin cannibalism curse thing, they kind of believe like the logical extension of that would be a massive super goblin that's like continent size that's just feeding on all the other like a super goblin. So you've got the regular goblins we showed you. You've got the hobgoblins, which is like the berserker and the assassin, and then above that you'd have a kind of goblin deity, which is just this writhing mass of just goblin-ishness. And that's kind of the deity they pray to. And how would we represent... And I think one way to represent that would be goblin... Oh, that's a great... Oh, that's awesome! Chaos, I love it. Um... So, I'm thinking one way we could represent that is with a bunch of stones piled in a circle. And then sort of stones, skulls, whatever they can pile up, like so. And then on the inside, a bunch of spikes. It's kind of like a maw. A bit like a sandworm from Dune. And the idea is this kind of represents the mouth of their goblin warmonger creature. And they just throw sacrifice into it to kind of like ablate their constant gnawing fear of this thing that's logically got to be out there somewhere. So yeah, it would be cool to have a couple of these just kind of like scattered around the place. Just little sacrificial, like goblin sacrificial altars. What do you think? Am I going too far? Have I just gone off the deep end now? Um, oh, good idea. Like, something like this? That's actually a awesome idea, Chaos. Man, you were just killing it tonight. Okay, yeah, and we can have like a presence check to have them invest players investigate it and be like, oh, okay, there's just it's a whole bunch of people down there, and one of them ain't quite dead. And then we can have a whole thing where they try and fish out an NPC. Good times. Oh, actually, okay, this is kind of ideal. Because, again, the way goblins work is, kill a goblin, and then over time, start... Oh, sorry, if a goblin hurts you and you don't kill it, over time you start becoming more goblin yourself. And if you don't kill the goblin that hurt you in 7 days, you become a goblin. So it makes sense for them to grab people, chuck them into this hole for 7 days, and then fish, and then, you know, wait for the goblins to crawl out. Chaos says, I can imagine the ruins of these also spread around the world. A raspberry with teeth. yeah, a raspberry with teeth. Thank you, Rain. But yeah, these are actually functional as well, because they'd be building these just to keep people in until they fully turn, and then they'd fish them out because they can't get out because like the wall's spiky. It's messed up. It's probably full of horrible stuff. So they're gonna be suffering until they've turned. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I like this idea. I don't know where we'd put it. I guess it'd have to be outside somewhere. So we can have like a small encampment for a quick engagement out here somewhere. But yeah. I do like this idea. So we've got the Moor Pit, we've got skin, we've got skull piles, we've got various traps, and then we've got the graffiti. I think this is enough cultural items to get the goblin, the general flavor of goblin culture. If anyone else has any more ideas, I am absolutely keen for anything. But I think with all this planned out, I think we might be good to get started on actually drawing up the map. So I think we'll start with, and this is actually kind of like well, I guess. So for me, planning it out takes one session, and then drawing the thing... Oh, Chaos says, idea, they don't specifically fish them out. If they fail to climb out, then the leader would just eat the dead goblin from the well. That's a good idea. And the goblins would use spikes to climb. Yeah. The goblins would use spikes to climb out. Sky. Blue sky? Blue sky? Are you asking if I'm on Blue Sky? I think I do have a Blue Sky account, but I don't use it. I keep forgetting about it. I should actually start posting on Blue Sky, yeah. I mean, I've started posting on Twitter, so I really don't have any excuse not to be on Blue Sky. But yes. Actually, wait. No, I've got a Blue Sky for my Okay, I don't have a new Blue Sky account. Tell you what, I'll make one tonight after stream, and... But, Burly, since you're here, I made a thing. Please. I've been working on these sort of, branding stuff that we're talking about. So, and then this is another idea. But I made these for the, you'll make one and forget about it again, probably. And then we've got this Discord one, which has a little Discord logo behind it. And then we've got the links one, that's a little chain, FAQ, and the About Me has the little mark that I've got on my head, and the cheek marks. But yeah. Been making that. Pretty proud of it. Anyway, what do you think, Burly? I got the... So, what was I? Oh yes. So, yeah, it usually takes me a session to plan it out. Oh. I was just talking about the branding stuff I've been working on. I made these signs. We've got a rules one, we've got support, we've got Discord, which has a little Discord sign behind it. Links, chain, FAQ with question marks, and about me with the pattern that I have on my head. But yeah, what I'm. This is one idea, and then we've got a synthwave idea that I could possibly go with, but um, yeah, it's just experimenting with ideas. But I'm really, really cooking on this one. But yeah, that's something I've been up to. Because I remember we were talking about um branding earlier. There's another idea that I'm not really too keen on anymore. Yeah. No. So, how to go about this? We need... These are our sketching light. That one. I like them as drops. Oh, okay. I see. So what do you think they're missing? As drafts. I have to go... Oh, okay. Billy says, I have to go to the grocery store now, so I've got to go. Good luck! Stay safe out there, buddy. Happy hunting. So... Don't need that. Don't need... that. Missed message? Did I miss a message? Oh, I did miss a message. Thank you. Chaos says, or another idea to the goblin altar. The goblins believe that the altar is the one turning their prey into goblins. They don't know that you will turn into a goblin automatically. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, because then you wind up with sort of perverse mother... Ugh, okay, yeah. That's very gross. I love it. Very unsettling. But yeah, we've actually gotten a lot done tonight. It's only been like, what, 3 hours? And we've already gotten... You are very good at coming up with a lot. I appreciate it. So, how are we going to go about doing this cliff? As previously mentioned, we want stones up the top and stones down the bottom, so that we've got like scale references. So people know that that's a long way down. Alright, I'm just gonna get rid of some of these extra layers that aren't actually doing anything. We're gonna keep that. What's this? Oh, that's the cliffs from the castle. I could probably use these. Yeah, I could probably just use this and rotate it around. Some stairs. I'll definitely do something similar like that. For these stairs, at least. I could probably just use this cliff, or this, these rocks, and just rotate it around. I will probably do that, yes. Okay, so, where to start? Chaos says, I just randomly imagined a fantasy world that could maybe be used in one of these kinds of games. But I don't know who to talk to about this, because I don't know how D&D... Oh, right, I was gonna talk to you about... So, you have three stats. Strength, agility... Hang on, let's color these. Actually, no, I'm not gonna look. Strength, agility, presence, and toughness. Your strength is... So using strength is kind of like you're solving problems with your... Like any sort of might makes right sort of... Yar. Agility is using, guile, sort of trying to move your way around. It's not just being quick, it's the idea of being quick. Presence is sort of cognitive stuff, it's using your brains and your wits, and toughness is just, toughing it out. So, obviously, strength can be used to attack in melee. So... Wait, wait. Right. So, strength is melee, agility is... just quick attack weapons. Presence is magic and range. And toughness doesn't really have... Well, toughness is used for grappling. So any, like, tackling something and just trying to, like, hold it down so that other players can swing at it. But you can also use all these abilities for basically anything else. It's not like in D&D where you've got your charisma and your perception being separate stats. In this case, so looking about, you can use your strength to have a gut instinct. So it's kind of like your animal your intuition, your animal instinct. You know, when you walk into a room, you get like kind of those hairs standing up on the back of your neck. You just feel like something's wrong. That's what the strength is. Agility is used for observation. So that's just kind of like looking around the room, getting a vibe, just trying to like key into things. Presence is used for investigation. So that's actually like investigating an object and trying to find, is there like a hidden latch on this or something, or is there this particular bookcase, does it maybe have like a secret entrance behind it? And toughness, unfortunately, doesn't really have any application in this. It's more used for resisting. Toughness is more about resisting effects than dealing them. And then charisma. Strength is used to intimidate. So if you have someone, a guard that's standing in your way, you can just be like, hey, I'm gonna break your skull if you don't let me pass. Are you really paid enough to deal with me? Or you can use your agility to deceive. So that's lying. So you could say to them, hey, I'm actually supposed to be here. I've been commissioned to do this thing, and then you can use your agility to roll for deception, and your presence to convince them. This is kind of like the debate me, bro. It's just kind of like, yeah, any sort of. But yeah, so each ability, depending on how you've built your character, you can use these for basically anything. In every role, so your stats will have a number of points. You might have 1 in strength, 3 in agility, and maybe 2 in presence, and 1 in toughness. But every thing that happens, there's a difficulty rating. So, for example, a goblin will have a difficulty rating of, say, 12. And this is a number out of 20. So the closer to 20 that number is, the harder it is. So a 10 is something that's like pretty easy. A 18 is something that's next to impossible. Goblins are at a 12. They're a pain in the ass, but they're not impossible. So that's the difficulty rating. So got a goblin with a DR of 12, and you have a agility rating of 3. The goblin is going to... So you're going to attack the goblin with an agility weapon. You're going to be rolling a d20, and then you're going to be adding your agility ranking to it, so 3. So say you roll a 15, well, actually, hang on. So say you get a fairly poor roll. So you're attacking this goblin, which is a difficulty rating of 12. Say you roll a 9, you do very poorly, but that would be a fail. But you're adding your agility to that, so that makes it a 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's just a pass. And because you pass that roll, you succeed at whatever you were doing. In this case, hitting the goblin. And this is used for everything. Say you walk into a room and you're like, hey Fox, is there a trap in this room? Depending on... And you say, okay, I want to look around for a trap. So you're using your observation. Depending on how well hidden the trap is, I might say, okay, it's a difficulty rating of... This is a really well hidden trap, very professionally made. It's a difficulty rating of 15. If you can get higher than 15, you will see that trap. If you get lower than 15, the trap stays hidden. And yeah, that's the basics of how it works. You say, I want to do a thing, I come up with a difficulty rating for that thing, and then roll for it. And it's always rolling a d20. Damage is a little different. Every weapon will have a damage dice associated with it, so it might be a d6. If you succeed, you then roll those damage dice, and then you, do that much damage to the enemy. Yeah. How's that? Did that make sense? Man, that's a lot of maths. I'm sorry if that was intimidating. It makes a lot more sense like when you're actually doing it in practice. Oh, okay. Okay, excellent. I'm glad I didn't lose you in that. That was a lot. Maths. I mean, you are doing programming, software development stuff at university. I shouldn't be so worried about you. But yeah. So, we've got 30 minutes until the next, ad break. How's everyone doing? I feel like we've done a lot of progress today. I almost don't want to get started on, like, the actual drawing of the thing, because it'd be nice to start that next session. Maybe we'll do a little bit. Chaos says, I mean, I had an idea of what kind of it is from a lot of shorts. Recommend to me about D&D. Just didn't know the specifics. Gray says, you should be worried about me, though. I failed my math exam multiple times. Oh dear. Gray, darling. What is... Oh. I mean, you seem pretty smart to me. You're certainly really good at editing. Yeah, I'm gonna make a quick start. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of shenanigans with this, but I don't think we're gonna get too far into this. I feel like 3 hours is a good amount of streaming today. I do want to get off and do some more work on the banner stuff and setting that up. But yeah, so we'll keep on this for a little bit longer. Tomorrow, though, what are we doing tomorrow? Chaos says, I'm curious about world building rules too, because I love coming up with fantasy worlds and lore, but I don't know how to. For me, I like to just sketch things out and let it happen. Like, as I'm drawing the things, I come up with ideas. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. For me, at least. Like, I especially like thinking about it. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, great, excellent. We can jump into study hall after stream, and we can study together. Same brain cell, exactly. But great, Chaos said it was my turn to use the brain cell today. But I needed it a lot, a lot. Chaos says, I mean, there are rules to how these worlds are shut up. So there is like a baseline lore for Morkborg, but I just use it as kind of like a scaffolding, and then I've just built this whole world sort of around it, and I just take bits that I like, and then I throw away bits I do. It's not like set in the same universe as Morkborg. It's just very adjacent, very inspired by Morkborg. I've done and added and changed so much that it's very much its own thing now. And I do want to release this as a rulebook, like all these maps and all the custom classes I've added, and the rule sets that I've developed are completely different to Morkborg now. But yeah, I do want to release this whole campaign thing as its own book with printable maps and stuff. Um, 21. So these are EA4s long. But yeah, I think this is pretty rad. What I've made so far. But let's see. So we've got 2. Do I want to use these stones? Nah. Gonna add my own. Actually, no. Why? A whole lot of work for no real reason. Let's see here. So we don't need these stairs. What we're currently working on. And this whole thing. Can we transform this from here? I don't remember. No, that's an escape only thing. So we'll go layer, transform, mirror vertically. And I don't need that layer. Yeah, so this is a cracks layer, this is a grime layer, and another grime layer. So yeah, we can delete all these. And I'm just going to use these stones that are from the Castle Bailey. And just kind of like shimmy these into place. And just use these because we got them. Why the heck not? So I'm going to put this here. And then gonna actually that looks fine like that. Check thoughts. Let's rotate this one slightly. I'm gonna grab all of this and ungrab that. Then rotate it down like so. Gonna like that. And then we're going to do the opposite for this section. We're going to coil it back around. Like so. Yeah, so then we've got to add, some, I want to add some grass to the top. So make this very, sort of like a windswept highlands kind of vibe. And some boulders up the top here. And then add the same boulders down the bottom, just much smaller. Let's see. What got here. Is any of these? I don't really use this bit here, but can use the rest of it. So if we scratch this bit, and then we grab this bit here, T, and then rotate it around like so. Okay, so that'll fit in there when we're done. We've got to move this out of the way first, though. I'm gonna grab all this and just straight up delete it, and then we can move this into place. Like so. And that actually fits perfectly. Nice. Going to clean up the edges of this, and we're going to move it in next to it. Oops. Did I just move that hole? I did. Get back in place. Oh, Chaos says, idea is because I saw a bunch of shorts of people bending the rule, break the game, and I'd love to see someone embrace that. Yes! Well, that's kind of what I've designed our rules around. They're as flexible as possible so that, and people, my players have started getting really good at doing exactly that. Taking the rules and bending them in various ways, which I adore. This message again? Wait, because I have an idea for a world like this. It would be quite a bit of power fantasy for the players too. But not sure if it would work for something like this. Ah, yes, this is definitely not a power fantasy. There are no anime protags in this. In fact, if you try and write a anime shonen protag, I will take great pleasure in ruining their lives. Yeah, this isn't a power fantasy story by any stretch. Okay, so there's our cliff phase. I'll bring this in a bit. Ah, okay, yes. I have to bring this in, because we need a lot of black space for this to fit. So we're gonna bring our lighthouse down and then across this way a bit. So I think we'll have the players enter in from... I think we'll have the players enter in from here. Or maybe... Yeah, here. So they're following the coast to get here. We'll have a path that comes along here. And then... don't need any of this. And I don't think we need this. Grab this. Kev says, of people just finding every exploit to become as powerful as possible. That could be fun. Yeah. So, this, and then I want to move this whole bottom layer off to the corner. And I just realized we don't any of that. This is fun. Nani? Didn't I just deselect you? Get out of here. Okay, so I think, you know what? I'm going to Control X and Control V this onto another layer, just to make things easier for me. I'm gonna pull this down, and I want to grab this and pull it down as well. So I've got a bit more space. And I want to pull this across. Yeah. Although, actually, my pay rotated this. Actually, no, that wouldn't make sense. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah. Actually, no. Uh, okay, that'll do. So this is our cliff face. Gotta add some dirt and stuff. How do you add select? Oh, so you grab, and this is pretty common for most. So you make your initial selection like so, and then you hold shift until it brings up like a plus icon. So this is a plane, this is with the plus. And then you can add like so, and you can hold alt to subtract. So now the little icon's got a negative sign in it. Subtract by going like so. So shift to add, alt to subtract. Like so. Anytime, buddy. Okay, so I'm actually starting to fade a bit, and I mean, I hugely appreciate everyone coming along and the enthusiasm. It has been a fantastic stream, but I don't want to overstay my welcome, so to speak. um, so yeah, I think we'll raid out before the next ad break starts. So we've got 16 minutes for the ad. I think we'll just keep on working on these cliffs, and then got when we've either got some good cliffs. Hopefully, okay, we'll try and get the cliffs done before we raid out, and then okay, so and then we'll do our raid. If anyone has anyone they would like to raid, aw, thank you, and I hope maybe learn something. I don't know. I did do a bit of drawing here. Like, this stream was supposed to be about like showing you how I do my like scary drawings, but we actually just mostly did sketching and world building, which is also fun. I love world building, and I feel like maybe you enjoyed it too. I hope you enjoyed it too. Um, yeah, we haven't really done any actual drawing. Next bulk session. It really is. I love world building. I love going for hikes and I just get completely in my own head while I'm out, just walking and world building and walking and world building. It's such a good time. That's where I come up with most of these ideas, out and about. But yeah, it has been fun, and I'm glad you enjoyed it too. So we need to add. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna hide our overlay. That's the wrong one. That. So, okay, so what I need to do is I need to add some rocks in here. So I'm just gonna go to this. And just kind of add some rough, sort of craggy boulders. Because this is supposed to be like a really, really rough shoreline. Like, not somewhere that anyone... And I also want to have, like, a ruined ship. So, one of my plans for a potential next map is a shipwreck, because the lighthouse has been out of commission. Something that the players really, really need for continuing the story was on a ship that was bound for the settlement. But because the lighthouse was out of commission, it crashed. So now the players have to go find the shipwreck along the coast and then descend into its bowels. While secretly, there's a very large, very hungry creature prowling about in the water just beyond. I quite like the look of that. Let's add in some shadows for it. So need a pacified layer, and then we just kind of in some depth to it. So the sun's coming from this direction and this. So we got a few shadows here. It's kind of like using the shadows to... Okay, so the entire bottom's going to be in shadow because it's dark, murky. It's kind of absorbing. So water usually reflects light. This water is super dark, super murky. So it's doing very unnatural things, i.e. absorbing light. Usually it doesn't, but we're creative individuals. So it's going to be dark all around the bottom. And this is just our first layer of shadows. And we're using... Shadows are best used... Oh, I guess you are getting a drawing tutorial. Are best used to define form. So a lot of the time when people start learning to draw, they'll try and use the outlines to define the shape. This is a good start, but it's not going to get you very far. In the end, like what you want to work towards is learning how to use shapes. So for example, what I'm thinking here is there's an indent here, and there's kind of like an overhang here. So if I add a bit of light here, it kind of shows that this little section that I've just highlighted is kind of hanging over this darker bit. Otherwise you wouldn't get this light play. And that way, I get some sense of depth without having to draw any outlines. I can come back and add some outlines later, but this is pretty good. And I can add this little bit here to show that, you know, it's kind of... Yeah, it's got a whole lot of texture to it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And then I can kind of do the same thing here, make a lip. And add some highlights along here. Yeah, we'll add some highlights to this one too. Big amount of highlight here. And then more highlights the higher up we go. Same with this one. But yeah. And this is just the first layer of adding highlights. Sorry, adding texture to it. Then I'll add a cracks layer with a brush. I've actually got a whole load of brushes that... Come on. There we go. These are some of my favorites. These all actually came with Krita. This one's very fun. This is an awesome little dirt brush that I use everywhere all the time. It's excellent for just adding noise. I use this one here for denoting water. So if I take this and make it white and paint it along, it kind of looks like very rough water, which is good. This one's also good for water. Actually, wait, yeah, this one's much better. This is excellent for adding sort of rough. Let's, in fact, add it underneath here. This is a great way of sort of adding some turbulent water, which is going to be ideal. So if I add that there like that, and then I go back to our inking brush, and we erase it out, get, you know, almost instant choppy water, which is fantastic. And again, these all come stock with Critter. The absolute blessing. Yeah, let's expand this brush out so we're not here all day. Yeah, this is how I'm probably gonna do the water, something like this, and then I'll add some more like details of waves and stuff. But pretty nifty way of just quickly adding in some spray. Probably make it so this side of it doesn't have as much spray. Right here, because, you know, the rocks are kind of like shielding it a bit. Break it up a bit. But yeah, it's these cliffs are coming along pretty well already. But yeah, if you come up with some ideas for your dire hunter while you're hiking, I'd be keen to hear it. And I'd be delighted to like once you've got a story for them, draw up a story and a basic description of them. Be delighted to make a custom figure for you. We have some rules for black powder weapons. If you want to make a Western style character, like a, you know, musketeer sort of thing. Seriously, any ideas that you come up with, I'll find a way to work them into. Okay? So long as, again, they're not a cliche anime pro tag, we'll be good. Anyway, we have 6 minutes until the next ad break, so I think we'll go ahead and raid. So, who is... So, do we have any requests for raidies? We'll just go to our... So, let's see, Iduna's currently streaming Peglin, and Koke is currently streaming probably the Ozen. Let's see. Yeah, Iduna's currently streaming Peglin. Koke is currently streaming probably Ozen. Who are you raiding? We don't know. Do you have any suggestions? If you have someone you'd like to raid, I'm all ears. Yes. Koke is currently streaming Ozen. Koke is lovely. We love Koke. There are all the people I currently have. Does Koke have anyone on his recommended list? They don't. But yeah, Lily, if you have any suggestions or requests, please let me know. Blender. Actually, no, we're doing an art stream today, so let's go art. No, I don't? Fair enough. Let's see. Well, we've been doing something fit. Ooh! Okay, spooky season is all winter. Horror monster creature. This sounds ideal. Smog teeth. Oh, yes! Okay, this is kind of perfect. Oh, yeah, and they're doing a very similar style to me. Okay. Are we good? Are we good for this? They've also only got like 6 viewers, so I think they'll very much appreciate us swarming in. What do we think? I mean, we can only see a foot so far, but I think this will be fun. Yeah? Yeah, let's do it. So, slash raid.
Okay. As usual, then.
All right, awesome. Wait, did I? Okay, cool. So, thank you so much for everyone for coming along. Yes, I can't wait for the next stream either. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. We're what are we doing? I think we're doing 3D modeling next screen. Let's see. Come on, Discord, chop chop. Oh shoot, I'm quickly running out of RAM. Updates. So, thank you so much everyone for coming along. Special thank you to Chaos, you've been really great for bouncing ideas off of. I loved talking about this with you. And oh, okay, tomorrow we're doing avatar work. And also, thank you, Gray. You've also been wonderful to chat with, and Lily, and yeah, and everyone else coming along. It's been a really, really fun stream. I had an absolute blast tonight, and yeah. Um. Oh yes, that'll be awesome. We're not going to be doing more walk stuff for a little while, but when we do, I'll definitely let you know. And yeah, it's been amazing. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming along. No, 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 you've been beautiful, Gray, and you're ill. Don't worry about it. But yes, let us skedaddle before we get jumped by some more ads. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming along. It's been amazing. Love you all, and I'll look forward to seeing you maybe tomorrow, if you like, for some more 3D VR chat work. Finally. But yes, love you all. Have a good evening, and I hope you come along to raid Smoke Teeth and their really cool looking inking drawing. Bye! Wait, why didn't it work? Did the raid work? Oh, the raid works!
My goodness, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. I'm honored. Welcome in. What were you guys up to? I'm gonna give you a shout out while I'm sitting here blabbing. But thank you for trusting me with your community. I deeply appreciate it. There you go. Here for just for you, City Fox. Welcome in. For those of you who don't know me and you're just discovering me, my name is Smog Teeth. I do concept art, creature art, special effects, prosthetics, masks, props, costumes, anything horror. We love it here. But welcome in. There is a slight content warning this day because we are working on something slightly gory, so if that's not to your taste, that is okay, there's no shame. CP Fox, if you need to go take a nap, feel free. There's no shame in raiding and running. I hope you take care of yourself, and I hope your raiders also get a moment of rest